Deidre Miro and an Imperial scientist named Dr. Gorst tortured Bix for information and realized that Cassian may have been involved in the Aldani attack. They failed to learn anything from Bix about Luthen. The ISB captured a rebel pilot from Krieger's group, who reveals that a power station on Spellhouse is set to be raided. Mon Mothma reunites with Vel, revealed as her cousin, and encourages her to keep a low profile while maintaining the facade of a rich and politically uninvolved young woman. Mon and Tay Kolma continue working to covertly gather funds for rebel activities. Meanwhile, an older member of Cassian's prison work crew named Olaf is euthanized by a prison medic named Dr. Rossiv when he suffers a stroke and can no longer work effectively. Dr. Rossiv confirms to Cassian and floor manager Kino Loy a disturbing rumor. A prisoner who had completed his sentence was sent to work on a different level instead of being released, forcing the prison to kill all the prisoners on that level to cover up the mistake. Cassian and Kino realize that the prison may never let them go, convincing Kino to join Cassian's scheme to escape. That is the synopsis of episode 9 of Star Wars Andor, and it is titled Nobody's Listening. And all I gotta say is 12 is the magic number. What does that mean? Well, they find out, Cassian, after talking to Kino Loy, and Kino Loy would have nothing to do with it, any of his babble, whatever he was saying. But then when this happened in the end, Kino Loy realized that he's not going to be let to go. He's not going to be let go. He's not going to be shown the door and out he goes. He may stay forever. So now he is down with the scheme of planning an escape. And Cassian, with a lot of just seriousness, that says straight up, how many guards are in each level? And Kino Loy tells him 12. So now the plan is that they're going to subdue the 12 guards or know their routine, know their patterns. They were kind of going over that. Was Cassian when he noticed one of the guards when they were taking down a new person, and they figured, hey, look, what we're going to do is we're going to subdue that guard. The other prisoner was like, well, how? Because once they go down, they can just go back up. Well, we'll stop it midway, and then we can disarm him and whatever they need to do. Quite a lot going on in this episode. We find out that Vel is the cousin of Mon Mothma. And of course they know each other's whereabouts and where they've been and what they're up to, and they're secretly helping the rebellion. I was just thinking when I watched this, I'm going, does her husband know what she's up to? And if her husband knew, would he turn her in? Is he like someone that's not, down with what she's doing? I mean, her driver is someone that works for the Empire. So she's kind of, on walking on eggshells and not really saying things that she needs to say because, this guy's a spy, pretty much, right? So she really is walking a fine line there. She really needs to be careful, especially talking with Tay Kolma and him even saying that you got $400,000 for a down payment. And she's like, well, if I had the money, I wouldn't be asking you now, would I? Like that. And the one thing when I watched this is like every time if you guys looked at Olaf, he was going downhill steadily throughout this episode. And every time you saw him, he looked very, very just like he was losing the color in his face, and his face started just almost like it was just shrinking, it was like shriveling up. And I don't know if that's makeup or if the gentleman just didn't wear makeup, meaning Maybe they had makeup on him, and then just regular makeup like all the stars do and all the actors do in order to kind of remove any kind of if the lighting hits their face, it won't have a big old shine on it or anything like that. And then maybe they just started taking it off or like that, or maybe they're adding makeup to make him look older, make him look more frail and more thing, because at the end when he finally died or when he was euthanized, he looked like a shell of his own self. Like maybe that wasn't even him. Maybe that was just a robotic or something that they created for that scene, for that person. Or he was maybe probably wearing makeup to make him look like that. Pretty sad. I mean, he was hanging in there. He was being a trooper, and even one point, Andor is Cassian told him to look right at him, so that he can kind of focus, and especially those guys kind of had their backs to Olaf to help keep him upright, while you see one of the tables get electrocuted, get fried. So pretty much these guys are stuck. They're there. And now it's on now to finally formulate that plan. There's only 3 episodes left, you know. So let's see what happens. What is their thing there? Because I mean, I like Andor. I mean Andor. Cassian. Well, his name is Cassian Andor, but Cassian. I like his ability to just scope the room. Kind of just look around and pick up stuff like that. And he's already having to put the impression on me, man, that it's like he knows what's going on and he knows how to get out of there. I mean, he right away he said like how many guards are there, so he knows. Excuse me. He knows that if we know the amount and the numbers, there's a bunch of prisoners there. If you can get enough prisoners, maybe even double the size of the guards, they can easily subdue them. They're gonna know their routine. You're gonna see probably next episode. They're gonna be looking at them, watching them, what they do, when they are on the floor and when they're not on the floor, the time it takes to turn from the white floor to the red floor, from cold to hot. Now they get out of there. Now what's their ultimate, getaway? Are they going to be able to? Yeah, they can get past the guards, subdue them, maybe even kill them. But then, once they're out there, how are they going to get out? Of course, they're going to, take a vehicle or one of the ships there to get them out of there. And I guess that's another plan that they're going to have to do. I figure they're going to have maybe, each person have a specific task. I'm sure there's people on there that are pilots. I mean, Cassian is one, but why not that? Someone who could be a lookout. Someone who can, they're going to probably, get the big strong guys to be the ones to help them subdue the guards. Or they're probably going to do something where it's more electrical, more mechanical. Something that can just easily get them out and without them having to put their hands on them or try to take a weapon from them. So what is the plan? What are they going to do? You do one plan, you can successfully do that, but then there's the next thing and the next thing. It's just like with the whole heist thing that they did. They have one thing that's done, then there's the next thing, and then the next thing. Because nothing's going to be concrete or nothing's going to be, a go if they don't have everything planned. And they don't have much time, I'm sure. So look what happened to level 2. But that's just because of the fact that they realized that that person didn't get, it was a mistake. They released that person. He ends up going to another place. And then the prison decides, okay, we're just going to kill these guys because of the mistake. Get rid of that. And that's that. They move on. Look how they got Cassian. Look how they got him to be a prisoner. They could just get anybody they want out of whatever the planets they go to, and send them to to wherever they go, wherever their prison is, whatever outer rim, outer planet they're gonna send them to. I enjoyed this episode. I really did, and I'm glad that Kino Loy finally came to his senses, because Cassian was trying to convince him. He was asking him all these questions. And Kino was pretty much saying, you need to behave yourself. You need to keep your mouth shut. and you need to stop asking questions. He's all saying nobody's listening, hence the title of the episode. They don't care about us. All they're doing is just making sure that the floor goes from hot to cold, from red, I mean, from white to, to red. And they're just they're thinking about other things and other stuff, and they don't care about us. They don't care what we're saying or what we're doing. So he's already thinking. The first, like the last episode when he first went to a planet, Nakarna, what was that? Well, oh, Narkina 5. No, what was that? What? But and you could tell he was shell shocked in the beginning. It was like he couldn't hear anything. He was just dazed. And then once he got his senses, you see him in this episode after a few shifts under his belt. He's like moving and grooving and doing everything like clockwork. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, everything's just coming into place and he's in there. But at the same time, he's trying to figure out, he's looking up where the guards are. He's looking around. He's seeing what's going on on the other side too. Every time they go through that long tunnel. So, it's a go, and hopefully they do get the plan in place. It's going to be a tough one. I'm definitely, I'm sure that it's going to be a real tough go of it, and I hope that they, are able to do it. And who knows how many people they're going to lose along the way. Look what happened at the heist, right? They lost almost everybody except for Vel and Cassian and what's her name? Cinta. So let's see what happens here. Vel being Mon Mothma's cousin. I gotta tell you, Vel cleans up pretty good. She's really beautiful. I love the look when she's not in her, rebel gear. But she's playing someone. She's playing the role of a spoiled rich girl with not a care in the world. She's pretty much telling her Mon Mothma just continue to be that spoiled rich girl, keep a low profile. And she even said at one point, she goes, "What have we gotten ourselves into?" And Vel pretty much just tells her, "Yeah, we know what it was about when we signed up for it. We're helping the rebellion. We're up against the dark, against evil, and they're doing a good thing. But hopefully, Mon Mothma, she moves on to, the timeline during the Return of the Jedi, right? She's the one that was there, and she had the plans laid out and all that stuff. I don't know how she goes from the Senate to where she's at to that part right there. It's kind of a thing. I don't know if maybe her show, she's going to be the next show. Who knows? I'd like to see her story continue until it goes right up until the point when it ends up in Return of the Jedi, that thing. But so what happens to Vel? Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've heard anything about her in the future, episodes or movies or anything like that, or, shows, whatever. So, who knows what happens to her. She's just probably one of the casualties of this impending, rebellion versus the Empire. People are saying that this is like the best series of this from the Star Wars, and I agree. I liked Obi-Wan. I enjoyed that. And Mandalorian, that's without question. I think the Mandalorian is a little bit better than this one, but this is also a great one. Right along, it's right along, like bookends, like really good shows, both of them. But I tend to lean more towards Mandalorian. Boba Fett, okay, was good, but yeah, I mean, I really am enjoying this series so far. And Diego Luna really just embodied this role. I love what he's doing. He definitely deserves the awards that he's been, well, not the awards, but nominations that he has received for his role as Cassian Andor. And I really am just looking forward to the next episode. There's 3 left, and there's already going to be there's already an announcement that there's going to be a second season, and it's going to be released according to the people involved that it's going to be released like in late 2024. So that's a bit long a ways, but of course, you see what goes on in making these episodes, so you know it's not going to take only a few months for the film, and then they're going to put it out there. They're going to take their time. They're going to film everything. Then they're going to promote it, and then they're going to go on these press junkets and all that stuff. So it's a matter of just when is second season going to come out. But I'm still in this with 3 more episodes, and can't wait to see what happens and how this season ends. But anyway, that is my video, my recap, and my thoughts on Nobody's Listening, the 9th episode of Andor. Also, I really like the part here with Karn and his mother, of course. I'm surprised he hasn't taken her out yet. I mean, she really is, like getting under, he's getting under Karn's nerves. He's getting on my nerves too. But then she's all happy when he goes, "Oh, I got a promotion." He even meets with, well, doesn't meet with her, but he kind of startles her, Miro, and Nudidra, and he's trying to tell her all this stuff. It's almost like he's trying to get her, like he's trying to. It's almost like he's trying to get her to kind of get with him. Like like he's pulling something, or it's not. He's so passionate about telling her that he's thankful to her and all that stuff. Like, is he trying to, I don't know, court her? Is this his way? I don't know. It seems like it's something that kind of leans towards that, but I'm not saying that's what it is. But and she's saying that next time you do this, I'm going to put you on the outer rim. I'm going to put you in a cell, like that if you do this ever again. So there's that, and then, when is Karn going to snap? I don't know. He might snap one time, and he might take his mom out. He might kill her. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to add that before I end this video, and well, I'm going to end it. So for those of you who stopped by and checked out my video, I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And in closing, as always, take care.